Have you ever had one of those days? One of those weeks? Or maybe even one of those years? Where you look at your life, at the world around you, and a single heavy thought presses down on your mind. This isn't fair. You see people who don't work as hard, who don't seem to care as much, yet they glide through life with ease. Meanwhile, you're giving it your all, trying to do the right thing, and you're met with one obstacle after another. A project you poured your heart into fails. An opportunity you deserved is given to someone else. An unexpected bill arrives at the worst possible moment. The sting of injustice is a universal human experience. It's a feeling that can leave you feeling bitter, powerless, and completely alone. When you find yourself drowning in that feeling, when the world seems determined to break your spirit, remember this story. In a small, remote village nestled between rolling hills, lived a wise old man. He wasn't wealthy, he wasn't a ruler, but he possessed a quiet wisdom that people respected. His most prized possession was a magnificent stallion, a horse so beautiful and strong that noblemen from faraway lands would travel just to see it, offering fortunes for it. But the old man always refused. One morning, the old man woke to find the stallion was gone. The stable door was open, and the horse had vanished. Immediately, the villagers gathered. "You old fool!" one of them shouted. "We told you someone would steal that horse. You should have sold it when you had the chance. What terrible luck. This is so unfair." The old man simply looked at them and replied with a calm, steady voice, "Maybe." The villagers were baffled by his response and left, shaking their heads at his misfortune. 2 weeks later, a sound of thunderous hooves echoed through the village. The old man's stallion had returned, and it wasn't alone. It was leading a herd of a dozen wild, powerful horses from the mountains. The villagers gathered again, their voices now filled with excitement and envy. "Old man, you were right. This wasn't bad luck at all. It was a blessing in disguise. What incredible fortune. You are now a rich man." The old man stood by his fence, watching the magnificent animals, and with the same quiet composure, he replied, "Maybe." A few weeks after that, the old man's only son began the task of taming the wild horses. During the process, one of the powerful animals threw him off, and the son fell hard, breaking his leg badly. It was a severe injury, and it was clear he might never walk properly again. The villagers, ever present, rushed to the old man's home. "You see," they cried, "that good luck was actually bad luck in disguise. Your only son now crippled. This is a true tragedy. Life is so cruel and unfair." Before we continue the story, if you find value in messages that help navigate the complexities of life, please take a moment to subscribe. Your support allows us to continue creating content that inspires and empowers. The old man, looking at his son resting inside, just sighed and said, "Maybe." Not long after, the country went to war. The emperor's agents swept through the village, conscripting every able-bodied young man for the army. The war was brutal, and everyone knew that most of the young men sent to the front lines would never return. The villagers wept as they watched their sons being marched away. But when the agents came to the old man's house, they saw his son with his badly broken leg. "Useless," they declared, and moved on. The old man's son was spared. The story ends there, but its wisdom is timeless. We are so quick to label events: good, bad, fair, unfair. We see a snapshot in time and believe it is the entire picture. But life is not a snapshot. It is a vast, interconnected tapestry, and we only ever see a tiny thread at a time. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood this deeply. The great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The universe is transformation. Our life is what our thoughts make it." What if the concept of fairness is an illusion we impose on the world? What if events are just events, not good or bad, but simply part of a larger, unfolding process that we cannot fully comprehend? The horse running away seemed unfair. The son breaking his leg seemed unfair. Yet both of these unfair events led to a life being saved. When life feels unfair, remember the old man. Remember his wisdom was not in predicting the future, but in accepting the present without judgment. He understood that what matters most is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. You cannot control the storm, but you can learn to steer the ship. So the next time you feel that familiar sting of injustice, take a deep breath. Acknowledge the pain, the frustration, and then whisper to yourself the old man's words. Maybe this setback is a redirection. Maybe this failure is a lesson. Maybe this ending is the start of a new, unforeseen beginning. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? What can I do now? Because your power isn't in demanding fairness from an indifferent universe. Your true power lies in your response, your resilience, and your unwavering ability to take the next step, no matter what the path looks like. We'd love to hear your perspective. What is the biggest lesson you took away from this story? Let us know in the comments below.